What if I told you that one of the most powerful life-affirming habits you can practice after 60 is something nearly everyone whispers about, but almost no one admits to? For decades, you've been told that self-pleasure is a youthful luxury, a private indulgence you outgrow or should outgrow as you age. Society shames it, families gloss over it, and even some doctors treat it like an embarrassment best left unspoken. But here's the truth. Few will ever share when you stop connecting with your own body. You're not just giving up a moment of pleasure. You're turning your back on a natural, nourishing ritual that keeps your circulation strong, your hormones balanced, and your spirit alive. Imagine muscles left unused. Imagine joints stiffening without movement. Your pelvic health responds the same way. What happens when months go by without that gentle, intentional touch? Tissues begin to forget how to respond. Blood flow slows. Sensitivity fades. For men, what once felt effortless can become uncomfortable, even painful. For women, natural lubrication dwindles, leaving a surprising ache of disconnection. But it's not only your body that pays the price, it's your mind. When you stop honoring your own needs, you start to drift away from yourself. You may catch yourself avoiding mirrors, shrinking from intimacy, feeling like a bystander in your own life. That lost sense of agency and self-worth can quietly seep into everything you do, the way you walk, the way you speak, even the way you dream. Yet there is a hidden power in reclaiming this simple act. It's not about lust, it's about self-care. It's not about performance, it's about presence. Each time you choose to reconnect, you send a powerful message: I still belong to myself. I still matter. Your body remembers. Your hormones celebrate. Your mind settles into a calm it hasn't felt in years. In a moment, we'll dive into the 9 surprising ways that stopping this private ritual can undermine your health, physical, emotional, and even cognitive, and why starting again might be the single best decision you make for your well-being. You deserve to feel alive, dignified, and whole. Let's rediscover together the quiet strength of self-connection and why now more than ever it belongs to your golden years. Many of you were raised in an era where talking about self-pleasure felt improper, something whispered about behind closed doors or dismissed with a nervous laugh. You weren't given the guidance you deserved. You learned to shove your needs aside in favor of politeness and propriety. But here we change the conversation. If you've ever felt that twinge of guilt or curiosity around this topic, you're far from alone, and you're absolutely entitled to your own experience. Type ME in the comments right now, and let's break this silence together. You'll find a community of people just like you, people who refuse to let outdated shame rob them of health and dignity. And if this is your first time here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. We're dedicated to bringing you straightforward, no-judgment health insights made for your life after 60. Every week we dive into practical tips and hard truths that most experts quietly skip so you can stay informed, empowered, and fully alive. Because when 1,000 voices share the same secret, it stops being taboo and becomes the new normal. Your feedback fuels this channel. If something resonates, type yes below. If you have questions or doubts, type ask. Let's turn clicks into conversation and curiosity into confidence. Together, we'll reclaim the rituals that honor your body, mind, and spirit, one honest conversation at a time. What if your body started to forget what it once knew so well? Picture a garden left untended, flowers wilt, leaves crisp, and the soil loses its richness. In much the same way, your pelvic region relies on regular activity to stay vibrant. When you stop the gentle, intentional touch of self-pleasure, blood flow to those tissues slows. Over time, the vessels become less elastic, the membranes grow stiffer, and sensitivity wanes. For a man, this can mean that erections become harder to achieve or maintain, not simply because of age, but because the tissues have gone without their usual stimulation. Muscles used to respond to gentle pressure and warmth may feel numb or sore, as though they've been forgotten. In worst cases, discomfort can creep in sharp tugs or dull aches that remind you something is off balance. For a woman, the effects are equally profound. Natural lubrication may diminish, leaving the vaginal walls dry and prone to irritation. What was once an automatic comforting response becomes a chore, a source of frustration rather than release. You might notice unexpected soreness or a sense of tightness, as if the connection between mind and body has grown thin. And these changes don't happen over years, they can begin in mere months. Without regular use, the tissues that once responded with ease gradually lose their resilience. The tiny capillaries that once brimmed with life start to shrink. Elastic fibers wear down. It becomes harder for those blood vessels to open wide when called upon. But there's another layer. Circulation isn't just about sensation. Healthy blood flow carries vital oxygen and nutrients, flushing away metabolic waste and preventing stagnation. When circulation slows, you risk inflammation, discomfort, and even small tears that take far longer to heal in later life. Imagine Elaine, a 68-year-old who once enjoyed a weekly ritual of self-connection. Over time, she stopped believing it was no longer appropriate for someone her age. Within 3 months, she noticed dull aches and a persistent sense of tightness in her pelvic area. Doctors found no infection, but they did find weakened tissues and reduced blood flow, all consequences of disuse. Once she gently reintroduced self-stimulation, the discomfort faded and sensitivity gradually returned. This isn't about guilt or shame, it's about acknowledging a basic principle: use it or lose it. Your pelvic health responds like any other part of your body. Neglect it and you'll feel the effects. Honor it and you preserve comfort, function, and resilience. In the next section, we'll explore how this physical decline extends beyond the body into your emotions and sense of self, revealing the hidden costs of silence and the power of reconnection. When you stop honoring a private ritual that once grounded you, the first cracks don't appear in your body, they show up in your mind. Self-pleasure isn't merely a physical act. It's a powerful affirmation of your own existence, a reminder that you're more than a caretaker of flesh and bone. Without it, you begin to drift. You may find yourself avoiding mirrors not out of vanity, but out of discomfort, like you've become a stranger to your own reflection. Small pleasures lose their color. That favorite chair feels less inviting. A sunny morning feels strangely hollow, and conversations that once sparked joy now seem routine. Over time, this detachment deepens into a pervasive sense of being on the outside looking in. It isn't just sadness, it's a soft erasure of self-worth. You start questioning your own value. Am I still deserving of pleasure? Do I still have the right to feel good? Those questions can echo in quiet moments, replacing confidence with doubt. And doubt is like a slow fog obscuring the landmarks of your identity. Consider John, a 72-year-old retiree who prided himself on his independence and zest for life. He stopped self-pleasure after his partner passed, thinking it inappropriate to continue alone. At first, nothing seemed amiss until he noticed he no longer enjoyed his morning coffee or his late-night reading. He felt disengaged from hobbies he'd loved for decades. His world grew smaller, not because his interests faded, but because a part of his internal spark dimmed. That spark, your personal vitality, thrives on the simplest acts of self-care. Masturbation offers more than release, it offers presence. It's a moment where you're fully in tune with your body's signals, acknowledging your own desires without apology. When you remove that practice, you remove a crucial feedback loop: I am here, I am alive, I matter. Emotional detachment doesn't stay confined to private moments. It shapes your social world. You might speak more softly, smile less, or withdraw from gatherings, fearing that you'll be perceived as old or done. Yet the irony is this: the less you connect with yourself, the more isolated you feel from others. And loneliness isn't just an emotional state, it carries real health risks. Research links social isolation and low self-worth to higher rates of depression, cognitive decline, and even cardiovascular issues. So what starts as a quiet withdrawal from self-pleasure can ripple outward, affecting everything from your friendships to your brain health. In the next segment, we'll dive into how this self-imposed silence impacts one of the most vital glands in your body, the prostate, and why maintaining activity there is essential for not just comfort, but long-term health. Now let's talk about a small gland with a big impact, your prostate. For many men, it's an overlooked player until problems arise, yet it thrives on regular activity. Think of your prostate like a drainage system. When you ejaculate, whether through intimacy or self-pleasure, you're flushing out old fluids, clearing away cellular debris, and stimulating fresh blood flow. Stop that flushing cycle and the prostate can become congested. Fluids build up, pressure increases, and you may start noticing that uncomfortable sensation of fullness or even dull aches deep in the pelvis. Left unchecked, this congestion can lead to inflammation, making urination more difficult, triggering frequent nighttime bathroom trips and raising the risk of benign prostatic hyperplasia, an enlargement that can interfere with daily life. Medical studies have long observed that men who maintain a regular pattern of ejaculation tend to have lower rates of prostate issues. It's not just anecdotal, it's grounded in decades of urology research. Ejaculation helps keep the gland soft and responsive, preventing that stiffness and swelling that can make simple tasks like standing up or sitting down feel awkward or painful. Imagine George, a 75-year-old who started waking 3 or 4 times a night to empty his bladder. He chalked it up to just getting old until he reintroduced a weekly self-release habit. Within weeks, his nighttime trips halved and the pressure eased. He didn't need expensive medications or a trip to the doctor's office, just a gentle reminder that his prostate, like any part of his body, needed movement to stay healthy. Regular self-pleasure doesn't guarantee you'll never face prostate challenges, but it's one of the simplest, most natural preventive strategies available. Think of it as a maintenance routine. Just as you wouldn't ignore a creaking knee or a stiff shoulder, you don't want to let your prostate go months without stimulation. And the benefits don't end there. Clearer prostate channels support better urinary flow, reduce infection risk, and even help maintain stronger erections by ensuring healthy blood circulation in the surrounding tissues. In other words, self-pleasure isn't just about short-term relief, it's an investment in long-term prostate resilience. So if you've been sidelining this part of your health, know that it's never too late to restart the cycle. Your prostate will thank you with smoother function, fewer disruptions, and the peace of mind that comes from proactive self-care. Next, we'll explore how this simple act reaches even deeper into your brain chemistry, unleashing natural hormones that boost mood, sleep, and overall vitality. When you reconnect with your body through self-pleasure, you trigger a cascade of natural chemicals that reshape how you feel inside and out. At the moment of orgasm, your brain releases dopamine, the motivation molecule that lights up your reward centers and makes you feel energized and engaged. Next comes oxytocin, the cuddle hormone, which floods your body with calm, reducing stress and forging a sense of inner peace even when you're alone. Then come endorphins, your body's built-in pain relievers, gently easing aches and sharpening mental clarity. Finally, prolactin lands like a soft landing pad, helping you drift into deeper, more restorative sleep. These 4 hormones, dopamine, oxytocin, endorphins, and prolactin, aren't just fleeting pleasures. They're essential regulators of mood, immune function, and cognitive performance. Without this regular release, many older adults notice creeping anxiety, racing thoughts, and restless nights. Low dopamine can leave you feeling listless, as though you're moving through each day in slow motion. A lack of oxytocin may make you feel chilly in your own skin even if you're wrapped in a cozy blanket. When endorphins are scarce, aches and pains feel sharper and mental fog takes hold. And without enough prolactin, you may lie awake watching hours slip by without truly resting. Consider Martha, 70, who struggled with insomnia for years. She tried every tea, every supplement, every meditation, but nothing worked until she remembered a habit she'd long abandoned. After gently reintroducing self-pleasure once or twice a week, she noticed she was sleeping through the night. Her daytime anxiety eased, and she woke up feeling alert for the first time in ages. Sleep and mood aren't the only winners. Those hormonal surges also support immune cells, helping your body fend off infections when you need it most. They clear stress hormones like cortisol, which in high amounts can weaken bones, sabotage memory, and heighten blood pressure. By giving your brain this natural workout, you keep your internal systems running smoothly. Best of all, these benefits require no prescription, no copay, and no waiting room. It's a nutrient-free, insurance-free prescription you hold in your own hands. Each session of self-connection is a mini boost of well-being, reminding your brain and body that you're worthy of care, deserving of pleasure, and capable of thriving. In the next section, we'll uncover how the act of touch itself, beyond hormones, can deepen your sense of self-compassion and resilience, proving that the simplest rituals often hold the greatest power. Self-touch is one of the most basic human needs, and yet as we age, it often becomes the first casualty of the polite avoidance we surround sexual topics with. When hugs become rarer and romantic intimacy fades, the gentle act of caring for yourself through touch can slip away without you even noticing. But here's the secret. When you place your own hand on your body with intention, you're doing far more than seeking pleasure. You're sending a message of compassion and respect. I am here. I am worthy of care. That simple acknowledgement can ripple through your mind and body, reminding you that your physical form is not a machine to be maintained, it's a home to be cherished. Imagine a slow, mindful journey, your fingertips tracing familiar landscapes, learning once more where warmth feels comforting and pressure feels validating. There's no rush, no performance target. This is presence. A quiet meditation that slows your breathing, softens tension in your shoulders, and invites your nervous system to release built-in tension. As you explore, you may rediscover forgotten spaces of sensitivity, textures, and curves that once brought effortless pleasure but fell silent with disuse. That rediscovery awakens more than nerves. It reactivates pathways of self-awareness and self-trust. You learn that your body still remembers what it felt like to be alive from the inside out. And that feeling of being fully embodied carries over into the rest of your life. You stand taller because your body feels less foreign. You move more confidently because you've reestablished a safe connection between mind and flesh. You smile more easily because the simple act of honoring yourself breeds an inner glow that no external compliment can match. Self-touch isn't selfish, it's foundational. It rebuilds the bridge between who you are inside and the body that carries you through each day. In the next segment, we'll see how that personal connection sustains true intimacy even when partnerships evolve or end, proving that closeness begins and often ends with you. Intimacy doesn't end when partnerships do, it simply takes a different form. Whether you've lost a spouse, grown apart in a long marriage, or chosen to live alone, the need for closeness remains as vital as ever. Masturbation offers a reliable sanctuary of intimacy that isn't subject to another person's availability, mood, or energy. When you embrace self-intimacy, you reclaim agency over your own desires. You decide when, how, and where you connect with yourself, free from obligation or expectation. That independence can be profoundly empowering. Instead of waiting for someone else to meet your needs, you step into the role of caregiver and companion to your own body. This isn't a replacement for loving relationships. It's a supplement that honors your humanity on your terms. Imagine quiet evenings where you once felt pangs of loneliness, now transformed into intentional moments of care. You learn that pleasure isn't conditional on romance or partnership. It's a personal right that belongs to you no matter your relationship status. For many seniors, losing a partner brings fear of never feeling closeness again. Yet self-pleasure shows you that intimacy begins within. It reminds you that your capacity to feel tenderness, comfort, and even joy doesn't vanish when someone leaves. It lives inside you, waiting to be remembered. And as you nurture this inner connection, you'll notice a shift in your external world. You carry a softer confidence into conversations, friendships, and family gatherings. You feel less empty in quiet rooms and more present in shared moments. Self-intimacy becomes a well of strength you draw from a constant source of solace that bolsters your social and emotional well-being. Next, we'll confront one of the biggest barriers to this practice, shame, and explore how letting go of outdated guilt can unlock the full power of self-connection. Many of us carry a suitcase of shame from decades gone by, messages passed down from parents, preachers, and peers that taught us self-pleasure was dirty, selfish, or sinful. For some, the memory of a flushed face or a parent's disapproving glance still echoes in the mind. That weight can be heavy, convincing you that this natural act was never meant for someone your age. But here's a liberating truth: shame isn't yours to keep. It was handed down like an unwanted heirloom from cultures and eras that feared anything outside their narrow definitions of propriety. You have every right to set it down. As you breathe in, acknowledge the origins of that guilt. See it for what it really is: a story someone else wrote for you, not a decree on your worth. Then, with each exhale, imagine that shame dissolving, freeing space for acceptance, curiosity, and even joy. When you let go of inherited shame, you reclaim your body as a sanctuary rather than a battleground. You open the door to self-compassion, recognizing that every person at any age deserves kindness, care, and the right to pleasure. What replaces shame is not emptiness, but confidence, the quiet certainty that you know your own needs best. This isn't about moral judgments, it's about radical self-respect. As you release the old burdens, you'll notice a lightness in your step and a warmth behind your eyes. You'll find it easier to approach self-pleasure with curiosity instead of fear, with patience instead of urgency. With shame out of the way, you're ready to learn how to practice this ritual with intention and safety. In our next section, we'll cover 8 practical tips for healthy, comfortable self-intimacy so you can honor your body's wisdom without hesitation or guilt. Here are 8 practical tips for approaching self-intimacy with care, comfort, and confidence. 1. Create a sacred, private space. Choose a spot where you feel safe and uninterrupted, whether it's your bedroom, a cozy bathroom, or simply nestled in a favorite armchair. Dim the lights or draw the curtains to create an atmosphere of calm. This simple act of setting the scene tells your mind, "This time is for me." 2. Grant yourself permission. Before you begin, take a moment to acknowledge any lingering guilt or hesitation. Close your eyes. Inhale deeply and consciously. Give yourself the right to explore. A quiet affirmation, "I deserve care and pleasure," can dissolve tension and align your intentions. 3. Prioritize presence over performance. There's no need to aim for a specific outcome. Instead, focus on how your body feels moment to moment. Notice warmth, pressure, and subtle shifts in sensation. This mindful approach transforms the act into a meditative practice rather than a goal-driven task. 4. Embrace lubrication. As skin changes with age, natural moisture may wane. A high-quality water-based lubricant can reduce friction, prevent discomfort, and even heighten sensation. Apply generously and reapply as needed. Think of it as nurturing your body's tissues rather than merely easing movement. 5. Start slow and gentle. Your body's landscape may have unfamiliar areas of sensitivity or tenderness. Begin with light exploratory touches along the pelvis, inner thighs, and abdomen. Gradually move toward more intimate regions as you feel comfortable. Listening closely to your body's feedback ensures you stay within a gentle, pleasurable range. 6. Explore variety. Don't be afraid to experiment with different strokes, pressures, or positions. You might try reclining on your back with a pillow beneath your knees, propping yourself against plush cushions, or even standing against a wall for a change of angle. Variety keeps the practice engaging and helps you rediscover what feels best today. 7. Tune into breath and rhythm. Your breath can be a powerful guide. Inhale deeply as you begin and exhale in sync with each gentle movement. Allow your breathing to slow and deepen as arousal builds. A steady, relaxed rhythm can intensify sensations and foster a deeper mind-body connection. 8. Reflect and integrate. Afterward, take a few moments to notice how you feel physically, emotionally, and mentally. Perhaps jot a few notes in a journal. Did you feel more relaxed? Did any old tensions surface? Reflecting reinforces the benefits and helps you fine-tune future experiences. Each tip is designed to honor your body's evolving needs, turning self-pleasure into a ritual of self-care rather than a rushed obligation. Gentle consistency matters more than frequency. Even once or twice a week can yield profound benefits. With these practices in place, you're equipped to maintain circulation, soothe tension, and deepen your connection to yourself, no matter your age or circumstances. In our final section, we'll explore the long-term risks of ignoring this essential act of self-care and why choosing to continue can protect your health and happiness for years to come. 9. The long-term risks of ignoring this private act extend far beyond momentary discomfort. When circulation remains, sluggish tissues grow more fragile over time. In men, weakened blood flow can accelerate erectile difficulties, making intimacy both with yourself and a partner feel like a distant memory. In women, persistent dryness and irritation can lead to micro-tears inflammation and even increased susceptibility to urinary tract infections. But the stakes go deeper. Stagnant circulation also hinders your body's ability to deliver oxygen and nutrients to the pelvic floor, which supports core stability and bladder control. Over months and years, that weakened support can contribute to incontinence or pelvic organ prolapse conditions that often require medical intervention or surgery. These aren't inevitable aspects of aging. They're consequences of neglecting a simple natural maintenance routine. Emotionally, the cost can be just as steep. Prolonged disconnection from your body often leads to chronic anxiety, a low-grade tension that seeps into daily life. You may notice a tightening in your chest, restless thoughts at night, or a creeping irritability that seems out of proportion to your circumstances. That unresolved stress triggers elevated cortisol levels, which over time can impair memory, weaken bones, and even raise blood pressure. Sleep, too, pays the price. Without the endorphin and prolactin surge that follows orgasm, many older adults face fragmented nights, waking repeatedly and struggling to drift back into deep rest. Poor sleep compounds the emotional toll, fueling fatigue, brain fog, and a weakened immune response. In this cycle, low energy begets low motivation, making it harder to engage in other healthy habits like exercise or social activities. Cognitively, research links chronic stress and sleep deprivation to faster cognitive decline. The very act of self-pleasure, when practiced mindfully, offers a natural safeguard, boosting mood, regulating neurotransmitters, and reinforcing neural pathways tied to reward and relaxation. Ignore it, and you miss out on a potent, prescription-free defense against age-related memory lapses and depressive symptoms. Finally, consider the impact on your relationships. When you feel disconnected physically and emotionally, you may unintentionally withdraw from partners, friends, or family. You smile less, laugh less, and hold back conversations, creating a subtle distance that can erode bonds over time. What begins as a private omission becomes a public absence, affecting the people who care about you most. In some, skipping this simple ritual isn't harmless. It's an invitation for a cascade of physical fragility, emotional strain, cognitive wear, and relational drift. The good news is that even after years of neglect, reintroducing self-pleasure can halt and often reverse many of these trends, rekindling circulation, releasing stress, restoring sleep, and reigniting your sense of self. And if you're looking for a little extra help to keep that blood flowing strong, consider a daily dose of nitric boost. This isn't another heavy prescription or complicated regimen. It's a simple doctor-formulated supplement that supports your body's natural nitric oxide production, the very molecule responsible for opening blood vessels and delivering oxygen-rich flow exactly where you need it. Imagine giving your pelvic tissues the same kind of boost athletes use for peak performance, only tailored for your unique needs. With ingredients like L-arginine and beetroot extract, Nitric Boost works quietly behind the scenes to maintain healthy circulation, not just in your legs and heart, but down in your most sensitive areas too. That means firmer responses, faster recovery, and fewer of those stiffness days when even a gentle touch feels like a chore. But it doesn't stop at just the physical. By promoting smooth blood flow, Nitric Boost also helps your body send essential nutrients to your brain and muscles, enhancing energy, mental clarity, and endurance. Combine that with the natural hormone surges you get from self-pleasure, and you've created a powerful 1-2 punch internal chemistry optimized for mood, sleep, and overall resilience. Here's the best part: you can start today. Just one capsule in the morning with water. No special timing, no complicated cycle, and you'll be laying the groundwork for healthier circulation all day long. Over the next few weeks, you may notice improved sensitivity, reduced discomfort, and an easier time maintaining that vital self-connection we've talked about. So while you're reclaiming your body through intention and touch, let Nitric Boost carry some of the load, quietly enhancing your flow so you can focus on presence, pleasure, and peace of mind. It's not a magic cure, but it is a smart, science-backed companion on your journey to living fully and fiercely at any age. Aging isn't a downhill slide. It's an invitation to rediscover the strength you've always carried. You've learned why self-pleasure isn't a taboo, but a vital practice that preserves circulation, balances your hormones, sustains prostate health, and keeps your mind sharp and your spirit light. You've seen how simple touch can rebuild self-trust, how intimacy with yourself extends beyond any partnership, and how releasing shame opens the door to confidence and care. Every time you choose presence over performance, every gentle moment of self-connection, you're affirming, I still belong to myself. I still matter. You're protecting your body like you would a cherished garden, nurturing its blooms with dedicated attention. Now it's your turn. Pick one tip or insight from today's video and try it this week. Notice how your body responds, how your mood shifts, or how sleep comes easier. Share your experience in the comments, type "tried," and tell us which practice made the biggest difference. Let's build this community of seniors who refuse to accept decline as their only option. If you found value here, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe for more no-nonsense health strategies, and ring the bell so you never miss an update. Next week, we'll dive into the top 5 foods that naturally boost circulation and energy, perfect companions to your new self-care routine. As always, this information is educational and not a substitute for personalized medical advice. If you have specific health concerns, please consult your physician. Thank you for watching, and here's to living fully, fiercely, and unapologetically at every age.